Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Heisel Hints. Today we are going to be talking about how to make a hill. And by hill I mean more of a hill kind of scene, like Gordon's Hill or, well, kind of anything like that. I'm not talking about like hills you see in the background, because that requires a lot of vacuum forming and paper mache, and truth be told I do not have any materials like that. Nor do I possess the skill to make such a thing. Anyways, we're just going to run through kind of a basic idea of how I make mine. Again, this is a kind of a thing that's just based on personal preference. Like my last video, if you don't have the materials or you don't feel like, I guess, listening to my advice, which is fine. I totally understand. And I thank you for even clicking on this video in the first place. So let's get to it. So first thing you're probably going to want to get is something that's probably like really sturdy and wide, about yay big, about yay long. Usually a piece of wood works well in this case. This was initially a desk shelf. It's a little bit thick, but for what we're gonna do, it should work okay. Or alternatively, you could use books. Now, the books I would recommend using are these kinds of books. For those who don't know, I Spy, it's a book series that was really popular in the 90s. Basically, there is pictures on each page that are kind of like this, and you gotta find whatever it is that's listed in the riddle. Anyways, I have a bunch of these, and they're really strong and sturdy. So that's kind of my main choice when it comes to making a hill. And for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to be using these because, I don't know, I just think that they're probably the best material you can use. And of course, another thing we're going to need is a grass mat, or at least a towel of some sort. Once again, I'm going to be using these patches of grass that I got from Walmart. They were in their seasonal stuff, so I don't think you're going to find them there anymore. And when I say seasonal, I mean like Christmas seasonal. So unless you're somehow able to go back in time, I don't think you're going to find these. But they're really nice, really good. Otherwise, I think if you look at your local hobby shop, you can probably find something similar to that. But anyways, let's get going. Okay, so here we're laying down the books for the hill. One thing you're probably going to want to have is blocks, because blocks are an easy way to support these books by making an ascending hill. The one thing I need to stress, though, is that I'm doing this on carpet. Carpet is going to be a lot more, willing to hold up the books, because it doesn't have a smooth surface like a table that will allow the books to slide away. So if you're on a table with a really kind of slippery, smooth surface, you're going to want to take some sticky tack or poster tack to hold the book down and make sure that it doesn't slide off. But anyways, you're going to take these two books and you're just going to stack it onto the one block and then stack the second one onto the next block so that you have a hill. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to put down grass mats to make a base layer for the hill. So while I'm laying down these grass mats, you may notice that they're a bit wrinkly. Now, I'm not going to straighten them out because while I lay the track on top of them, they should straighten out themselves. If this is not the case when you do it, you're going to want to take, again, some sticky tack to tack it in place to make sure it stretches out. Second thing we're going to do is place down the track. Laying down the track on the hill can prove to be a bit tricky, due in part to the fact that the track doesn't exactly want to go down at a 45-degree angle. So I suggest using smaller bits of track to make more of an arc, as that will make a much smoother ascent. Well, looks like it is time to break out the bushes. Alright, you may notice that I have a upside down work shed on the one side of the hill. That's because I need a platform to place the reindeer moss on top of. Otherwise, it's just going to fall onto the floor. Using blocks or buildings to prop up the grass that you're placing down is a very, very good idea. Otherwise, you're just going to have a very barren hillside. Alright, now it is time to place down the trees. You know how I was saying before that you need like buildings and blocks to hold up your bushes? Well, you're also going to want that to hold up your trees. Because again, that makes it a lot easier to see them, because otherwise they're just going to be on the ground and you're just going to see the very top of them. And with that, we're basically done. So anyways, here is some test footage of what this set looks like.
It was very steep. Stanley was doing his best. Stanley was using all his huff and all his puff. The trucks clanked, creaked. The train was far too heavy. Stanley's wheels spun and slid. Suddenly, the coupling snapped, and Stanley's trucks rolled away.